Okay.
Hey everyone, my name is Casey and I'm extremely honored to be doing this amazing podcast with the beautiful Nikita. How are you doing?
Hello, I'm really good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Please let the world know who you are.
My name is Nikita. I am a transformational coach. So what I do is I help people heal themselves. I help people connect or reconnect with their soul. I work with 5 different levels of you, like with your emotional, mental, behavioral, unconscious, and somatic. Somatic is trauma stored in your body. And me personally, because I'm heavily connected with the divine, with spirituality, with anything higher than us human beings, I do bring in spirituality and spirit guides or whatever, but only if my clients want that. Otherwise, I just keep it more let's say it physical world based. And what I do is I go into subconscious and the unconscious programming of my clients and help them figure out which story that they have made up about themselves or the world is holding them back in their life. Why are they suffering for no reason? I always say pain is necessary, because through pain we learn so much and we need pain. Otherwise we would only sit on our couch and watch Netflix all day and we would never get forward in life, right? But we need pain. But suffering is what you do to yourself with your mind, and you can stop suffering. And when you start seeing pain as a blessing, as a learning lesson, I'm at a point after doing this for years that like whenever something is really painful, I'm like, okay, thank you to the universe that I'm going through this, because I know that I'm learning and growing so much. With time, I've limited my suffering so much because I now just know how the brain works, how the universe works, how I work, what I personally need to do. And that's the thing, right? Everybody is different. And just like over time working with so many different people, I just now pretty quickly can find out what people need and how to work with them. And that's what I love, learning, getting to know other people and learning how they process their things. Like I'm a total nerd for that.
You actually brought up a really epic point where you mentioned that you focus on pain. As a musician, I go by the artist name Khaysie. It's basically a combination of my first name and middle name, K-C. However, I spelled it differently, Khaysie. And I realized when I've been really hurt and just suffering so much, that's when I was able to create beautiful art through my music. Prime examples of other like well-known people, Adele, whenever, she went through something, she would write epic music. Jesse McCartney, Usher, Neil, Alicia Keys, Brian McKnight, those just vulnerable moments where you're like, I need to just let this out. And luckily, music is a great, for me personally, is a great form of therapy to just release all that emotion, that just like pent up emotion. You're like, I just gotta let it out. And that's why a lot of people I've talked to, listeners, they've mentioned like those type of music, I really gotta listen to it, especially if I had a breakup or something crazy happened, I lost a job. But that one song that just really hits the soul is what like gets me going.
You hit a sweet spot there. You said you need to release the pain, right? We hold on to pain, we hold on to emotions, and imagine holding on to this. Right now it's okay, it's light, it's like, doesn't matter, I'm holding it. But if I hold on to this for an hour, my hand starts getting tired. For 5 hours, it starts to get tired. 10 hours, a whole day, 3 days, at some point I won't be able to hold it. And the same thing happens with emotions. If we hold on to our emotions in our body, we need to use energy in order to hold on to something. But now imagine if you would release these emotions, which emotions are energy in motion, right? Emotions are just energy. If you release this energy, if you release these emotions, you get to circulate the energy through your whole body again. And then instead of wasting energy trying to hold on to something, you get to release the energy and it keeps on energizing you, right? Without fail. It just gives you more and more and more energy. And that's what I love working with my clients the most. And I think that's what music does for you, right? Because you get to release the pain, you get to release the emotions, and then the music itself gives you more energy again and it heals you.
Mm-hmm. And like with that said, that's why I'm currently working on a project. It's called Cluster. This is going to be my very first album and basically my very first time just letting the world know who I am as a musician. I've experienced so much in my life. A lot of trauma, a lot of pain, a lot of suffering. It came to the point that I was a master at putting a mask. I would smile, I would make people laugh, but deep down, I was suffering. And so with this album, I'm going to basically open up a lot of vulnerable moments that have happened in my life. And basically the lessons that I have learned, I want to share it with others. You know, they might have had like similar emotions and feelings. And also I've made some like not so proud mistakes in my life. And that also like caused me to suffer and act a certain way. I had this beautiful transformation day, which was July 13, 2020, not that long ago. And on that day, I actually dropped to the floor and I had a mental breakdown. I started to shake, I started to cry, I didn't know what was going on because just everything, just all of my past, all of my emotions just, whoom, it just came to me. And I was like, oh my God, what is going on? And at that very moment, I realized it's time for change. It's time to own up. It's time to self-love. I'm the type of individual to run away from my problems. How do I run away? I get distracted by doing like multiple photo shoots to get my creative going. I would hang out with so many people, just be like, hey, what are you doing? Hey, what are you doing? Let's hang out. Let's hang out. I would go everywhere, but not be at home. And what did that result in? Like not getting really close to my mom, not getting close to my little brother. I also realized I wore black all the time. I wore the colors black all the time because it just felt comfortable. It felt whatever, right? But then ever since July 13th, I've been not wearing color. And because that's at the state that I'm at now, I feel genuinely, for the first time, genuinely alive, genuinely happy because I took initiative to truly just reflect and love myself. What were some of the actions that I took to begin this journey? I decided to delete all of my video games because I saw myself spending 5 to 6 hours and it wasn't really educating me. It wasn't helping me craft, my music or anything. I decided to delete all not social media, all dating apps. I'll let you know right now, I'm a Gemini. I have a big heart. I love intensity. I love so much. But right now, all that love has to go to me. I believe this is a positive, selfish act because there's a lot of fixing I need to do within.
But it's not selfish. That's the thing. That's a big misconception.
Oh.
It's not selfish. That's what you need to do. This is the thing with the way society is built up. Everything about society is built up in a way that you are never alone. You're always distracted. You're always doing other things. You're going to work, then you're meeting friends for dinner or a drink, and then you whatever you do, you're always doing something. If you look at social media apps, the way that Instagram, I love Instagram as a community, but the way the app is built up is that you spend hours on it. Just if you think about stories, like if you change the IG story from one person to the other, it changes like a cube, right? And it hits a dopamine. Dopamine is like the happy hormone. When you play video games, that's also like you get dopamine hits and you're like, yeah, that's so interesting and I want to keep playing video games. And that's the thing with social media. While I love it and you can use it as a good thing, if you spend too much time on it, it drains you, right? And you said you have so much love, which is amazing and beautiful, and that it's easy for you to give and give and give. You first need to fill up your own cup, because if your cup is not full, you won't be giving love because you want to give love. You're giving love because subconsciously you want something from them, and then it's not unconditional. And then if they don't give the love back in a way that you want them to, you will get angry or moody about it, and you won't you will start drama or just start arguments which are unnecessary, because you are not giving unconditionally. You are not giving because your cup is full. You're giving because you want something back. And what I've realized with with others. And also like a few years ago, I had this thing where I wanted to help other people, and I just wanted to give love to everyone. And you know what I realized is that it was easier for me to give love to everybody else and to help everybody else than it was to heal myself. Yes. And it was like, this was a wow thing for me. I was like, holy shit. This was, like you said, with running away, that was one type or one way of me running away, because for me it was easier to help others and to give love to others than to be like, you know what, I'm gonna help myself first. Like I'm gonna give the love to myself. So I really want to clear up the misconception. You need to love yourself first, and it's not selfish at all. I think it's just the way society has built up, right? Like these are all programmings and stories we've made up in our mind that we need to respond within 1 hour, or like all of these crazy things, which can get toxic if you look at some people who are really living in that bubble. So really going back to, hey, you know what? I'm going to love and respect myself first and take care of myself first. And then your love just flows through everyone around you. And it's like you have more than enough to give because you're overflowing.
And I realized that like now that I like begin on this journey of self-love, it's translated within my family. Now my mom and my little brother, they know all of my deepest, darkest secrets, because they told me that we are family and that they're going to be there for us and they're not going to judge me for anything that I've done. And so I took that leap of faith and I said, you know what? I'm going to do it. This is what I've done. Boom. And ever since then, ever since I opened up, because I've been keeping a lot of stuff like closed in, and I couldn't even tell even my friends, because just like there's just a lot in me. And when I finally opened up, I can breathe better. I can breathe better now. And because of that, now like I've been super close with my mom, super close with my little brother. We just, me and my little brother just recently came back from an LA trip, and we just bonded so much. Now I'm beginning to love others. That's when I met you. That's when I genuinely, felt honest and real and me. And other people, a lot of strangers lately, they've been feeling my energy and they would always smile. And I'm like, what's going on, right? A lot of people would now start complimenting me. I'm not used to that because growing up, I've been bullied a lot. I've been dehumanized multiple times. And so now for people to start throwing positive energy my way, it's so foreign, yet it's beautiful. And I'm still getting used to this whole love concept from others.
It's crazy how the ripple effect, right? Like you started respecting and loving yourself, how that rippled out to your family, your friends, to strangers. And that's I always say you have to heal yourself first, and then automatically you will help others heal themselves, because it's the energy gets transmuted, right? From pain to love, to fear, from fear to love. Alchemy, that's basically alchemy in just another sense, changing from fear to love, pain to love. And when you do that, you automatically, by you allowing yourself to change, by you allowing yourself to love yourself, you allowing yourself to respect yourself, you allowed others to open themselves up. It was an invitation for them to open themselves up to love from others and from themselves, right? And this is huge. That's why it's so important that we all do the inner work. Inner work means looking at our fears, at our self-doubts, or at our self-limiting beliefs, at everything that we don't like about ourselves, and ask ourselves, okay, where did this thing first happen? Like childhood. Okay, I was bullied, and now I've made up this story about me that I'm not good enough. Okay, now start working with that story. When does it come up? Okay, when it comes up, how do I feel? How do I work with the energy? How do I react? How do I respond? And like, this is what I do with my clients, really looking at all of these huge things, which are, our life consists of this. Our life consists of relationships. Relationships meaning romantic, friendships, parents, business, professional, just saying hi and bye to people in the grocery store, right? And if your relationship with yourself isn't right, it's not gonna be right with others. And if your relationship with others isn't right, that means your relationship with yourself isn't right. Like it's like I don't know if you're aware of the concept of microsome and macrosome. It's the small and the big and the small, meaning small as human beings and the big being the universe. Like it's the same, just the dimensions are bigger or smaller. So basically, whatever you experience in life externally, like you said, strangers giving you compliments, this is because you gave yourself compliments, because you allowed yourself to open up and love yourself. But before you did that, I'm sure you've had some painful situations in the external world, people being mean, bullying you, and all of these things. So it's always a reflection. The life that you experience here outside, like externally with other people, is a reflection of what you're experiencing internally with yourself.
That's so true. And because now that I've also been entering in a moment of just the self-love journey, something that I've been praying for so many years has finally come to fruition. And what that thing is I'm finally starting to hear beautiful, harmonious sounds in my head. And you know, that in itself gets me excited, but at the same time it's been causing me to be restless. I've been struggling to sleep for quite some time, because now that lately I've been hearing beautiful harmonious sounds in my head, I want to, I guess the best way to describe it is vomit these sounds out of my soul. It's causing me to be restless. I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to put this sound and this sound to complement one another. The thing is, I can only translate these sounds only on the piano or singing, but there's way much more layers that I want to add, and that's what I want to do via producing. However, I don't know how to produce, right? And so like I'm actually taking initiative to seek and find courses on how to like legit produce, so that then it will allow me to hopefully sleep well, hopefully be at peace, right?
That's your soul urging you to that. This is right now, this is your soul mission. That's what you need to do. Or I'll get to that in a second, but before you mentioned on like July 30th or July something,
July 13th.
Yeah, that you had this emotional breakdown, right? And whenever we have like an emotional or like a huge breakdown where like we just crash down, and like this is literally a wake-up call from your soul screaming at you like, hey, you need to go get back on track. You need to focus on what's important again, not be focused on all of these amazing, beautiful distractions. No, be focused on your soul mission, your life purpose, your dharma, whatever you want to call it, what you as a soul came here to do, to like the soul mission that you have to fulfill in this physical body. It's screaming at you. And that's why like you have so much energy, and like the songs and this music and all these amazing tones are like trying to like just come out of you, because they're like, it's so necessary, and like it's been built up for so many years, and now you're like just more than ready. And I love how you're taking initiative to learn about producing, right? And it starts like that. I think this is for everyone watching who is starting something new, who hasn't been in business for 10 years. Like everyone starts somewhere, and that's the thing. You give it your all. If you want to start something, give it your all. Do everything, and because you have that urge for a reason, because you are meant to bring that out into the physical world through your physical vessel. So for you, it's music, right? For me, it's helping people to heal themselves. And I love being part of your journey, because now you're like, okay, I'm learning to produce. In a few years, you will be a pro at it, right? And just really knowing that you're exactly where you need to be. I know you have like this urge, and I'm sure you kind of wish you already produced everything, right? But knowing that you're exactly where you need to be, and that these are the stories that you will tell in 1, 3, 5, and 10 years. And everybody loves listening to these stories, right? Like everyone loves listening to these stories. Yeah, like it wasn't always easy. Like it wasn't always sunshine and rainbows, right? Like I had to work, I had to learn things, I had to put something in, and like I had this urge. And that's what we love hearing, because on some level, everyone has that within themselves. And I think this is amazing where you are, and you're exactly where you need to be.
Something that I realized, and I've been doing a lot of reflecting, and I've been putting pieces together, and I realized I think this is a whole master plan that the universe is trying to show me. In 2016, I graduated from the University of Michigan with a vocal performance degree. So it's a pretty prestigious university, right? You would think, oh my gosh, you're going to land like the biggest job in the world because it's like a well-recognized university, okay? So with all this said, I was like, cool. When I went back to California, I'm like, I'm going to get the greatest job ever in music. What was my first job? I worked at a gas station. I worked at a gas station job, and it came to the point where it was so bad, I could have potentially died. Someone came with a gun, and they pointed at me, and they really just wanted Red Bull. They really wanted Red Bull, and they grabbed a case of Red Bull. They ran away, and I was just in shock. There was moments where I had to get down on my knees and physically clean the toilets, and I just saw a lot of disgusting stuff, and I was like, what am I doing? Right? What am I doing? From there, I started to realize, okay, if I'm in the San Francisco area, what is the Bay Area like known for? Tech. I'm a musician. I'm like not big into like tech stuff or anything, but I was like, I'm gonna have to finesse my way to get money. So my first job was going into sales, right? I had to do a lot of cold calling, and that in itself kind of hurt me because I was selling a product that I did not believe in. However, the only times that I have closed was when I was being vulnerable and when I actually sang opera. I sang opera multiple times at my job. My manager would always look at me, and a lot of people on the floor would look at me like, what the hell are you doing? This is not traditional, right? But I closed. However, I would get phone calls a month later, and they would complain that this product didn't work, and I realized, this isn't it for me. So then from that, I went into recruiting. Right. And it's still kind of connected with people. I was like, all right, cool. It's still kind of a sales job, but that didn't work out. That like lasted just for a few months. Now I'm currently doing HR, which is still related to people. Right. But I feel like a robot just putting in data entry of people when they were born, all this private information, boom, on the system. Next. And I just felt incomplete. Now, through these multiple jobs that I've had multiple conversations with employees, coworkers, and they've expressed to me, I am miserable. I don't want to work here. They don't value me. And I realized too, a lot of people in these environments, they would like enjoy going to festivals, music festivals, to raves, to concerts. And when they're there, they feel liberated, they feel free. Now, I'm the type of person that doesn't actually look at the performers on stage. I actually look at the people, and I just look at their reactions. I'm just observing everyone, right? Because I see how free and liberated they are. And then when I look on the stage, I envision myself on that stage and delivering positive energy, positive messages to help them find their path. With all this said, I'm currently under contract with my job. And I'm making this statement now because I'm letting the universe know I'm going to take that leap of faith of stopping that job, because each and every day, each and every second and minute that I'm doing this job, I'm unhappy. I'm getting distracted. I'm like, let me compose this little song. Let me reach out to other people that's related to music. All this stuff. I'm getting so distracted. I was faking it until thought I was gonna make it, but the universe was basically telling me no. That's why I realized I never got promoted to the next level in a lot of these jobs, because it wasn't meant for me, right? A few months ago, I applied to get promoted, and I was top 2, but I didn't get it. And I realized, you know what? I'm so happy I didn't get that promotion, because once again, the universe is telling me, this is not for you. This is not for you, Chris, right? You gotta go for what you love. Now that I've been more focused on what I'm trying to go for, things are starting to align. I'm starting to meet the right people in my life. I just recently met someone that's actually a pro at marketing for social media. I met this talent manager that's connected with a lot of musicians. I met you to like teach me how to just like, let's breathe. Let's be focused. I'm meeting a lot of the right people in my life, and it's all starting to come together, right? And this gets me excited. I'm scared. I'm really scared because I'm not going to have that constant cash flow, right? I'm not going to have that the benefits of Medicare and all that jazz. But I realized, you know what? If I really am passionate in what I want to do, I'm going to figure a way out. You know, that's the type of person I am. I'm going to risk it all, and I'm going to fight for what I love. I already know there's going to be ups and downs, but I've already experienced so much in my life that I'm going to just go chase after it. I recently met a beautiful mother 2 nights ago. One of my friends, she's moving out, and she's going to go on this epic road trip. I met this mother, and she was in HR for 40 plus years. She was at the top positions. She did all the big stuff in corporate. And recently they let her go because of the whole COVID situation, right? And she realized like they were just essentially using her, right? Like that company didn't really care about her.
You're just a number for the corporate world. Like I've been in the corporate world myself, and I've seen countless people leave who have worked there for 3, 5, 10, 15, 11 years. And we were sad the day they left, and the next day everyone was like, they never existed. And that's just a harsh truth with the corporate world. And the reason why you get distracted and why you feel drained at your workplace right now and have always feel like that in all other jobs is because it is not in alignment with your soul. And the reason why you're meeting all of these amazing people and you met me is because you are working on your soul mission, again, your life purpose, what you're meant to do. And that's the thing, as soon as you start working on what you're passionate about and what you're meant to do, the universe just wants you to do that. It wants you to go after your dreams, your goals, your life purpose. And because the universe wants that, it just like, it gives you everything for free. It's like, here you go, like, please walk. And, but if you keep walking away and like just getting like focusing on the constant and like cash flow and the secure job, even though we just realized that the lady who worked there for 40 plus years, it isn't that stable and safe neither. That's when your soul will feel distracted and drained because it's not what you came here to do. And look at you, how you're getting fired up. And I think that's just also by you doing the inner work, right? Like you've said, you focused on loving yourself. You focused on respecting yourself. I know I've seen some of your self-love practices, and we've talked about it. You focusing on yourself and healing yourself, the universe will just give everything to you. Yes. Because with healing yourself, that's also like your life purpose is kind of wrapped in your self-healing journey. Because what you struggle with the most, or used to struggle with the most, is you learn from it, right? And then you get to share that wisdom. So that's one part of your life purpose, your soul mission. And for you especially, it's through music, because your music heals others. And that's exactly it. Just knowing that no matter what you're going through, especially for those watching who are going through something different or something similar, like whatever you're going through, that's exactly what you need. And you need to go through that because you will be able to help so many people who are going through the same thing that you are right now. And like you said, you're scared. Like that's part of it, because the universe is also like, yeah, it does give you everything like this, but also some things you have to prove yourself. Like the universe gives you, like it's mind blowing how much it just gives you like this. But then sometimes to get to the next level, you will have to, like, you have to walk up the stairs. Like there's no elevator, there's no flight. Like you have to walk up there. And that's also like, but again, that's what makes us so happy. And that's what fills us up. Because imagine if you think about The Rock. Everyone knows the story that he had $7 in his wallet and like eviction and everything. Like everyone knows this story, every single person. And we love hearing that story. I've heard it more than 100 times and I'm still going to listen to it again. And because that like it drives us, and it's like confirmation that no matter what we're going through, it's going to help us heal ourselves and achieve our goals when we keep pushing through and believing in ourselves and working on ourselves. Like it always will come down back. Like whenever you're scared, whenever you're like a little bit like ooh, that's what you need. Like that's the medicine that you need in order to get where you want to go.
And like now with all this, now that I'm like really going for what I love, almost each and every day ever since July 13th, I've been waking up happier and happier and happier.
Look at that. Wow.
And it's crazy. I'm like, what's going on? Even though I've been only sleeping for 2 to 3 hours, but I feel energized each and every day. I'm like, whoa, what is going on? And so that's why like I'm my own hype person. When I work, I'm like, woo, let's go chase after what we believe in. Let's go, like, just do it. Who cares of X, Y, and Z? We're just gonna go for it. And because of that, I've been talking to a lot of my friends, and they've expressed like they wish that they did this. What I tell them is, hey, we are not promised the next second, the next minute, the next hour, the next day, the next week, month, year of life. Life is so spontaneous, right? And so that's why I'm telling people, go for it now. And that's what I'm telling myself. I'm going for it now, right? I'm not going to be afraid no more, because I've been afraid for 27 years and I'm tired of it. No more. We're going to go after what, we want, right? And that's something I'm telling people. And I've been noticing that. Now that I've been telling a lot of my close friends, they're like, you know what? After this phone call, I'm going to purchase this for my own business. I'm going to do this for X, Y, and Z. And I was like, yes. Yes. And what I'm telling people is my vision. This is my vision. I know I will perform on a big stage. I know for a fact that I will. And I'm going to invite all of my family. You are family. A lot of my friends, I call them family. People that have been working so hard on their craft. I'm going to invite them on stage, and we're going to all celebrate our own successes, because I believe the table is big enough for all of us to eat, drink, and celebrate.
Yes. Amen. A-fucking-man. That's exactly it. There's enough room for everyone to have success. There's enough room for everyone to be happy. There's enough room for everyone to love and to be loved. Like there's no shortage of anything. That's just the limiting belief that we've made up while growing up. Again, we have to break all of these self-limiting beliefs, all of our self-doubts, all of these fears. And how do we break them? By going straight through them. That's the only way. And that's what we're doing. And that's exactly what again, we are healing ourselves and thus healing the world. And you inspiring your friends, look at them. They're doing this for their business and they're doing this. And it's the ripple effect. You healing yourself heals others. So again, we need to focus on ourselves, and then by itself, that's how we heal the world. And like you said, I love your story. And there's countless other stories like that. And that's exactly how we will change this world, and change first our own world and thus the whole world. And we are creating our new world right now. That's why so many things are breaking down, because we want a world where, again, there's no shortage of anything. We live in abundance. We have more than enough love for each other and for ourselves. And everyone is successful. Everyone is living their dream life, because it's possible. The story that it's not, that only a selected few get, this is a small-minded story that we've been taught. And this generation, and I don't care how old you are, I don't care if you're 15, 25, 35, or 60. This generation, meaning those people that are waking up to this truth, either now, half a few years ago, or will in a few years, this generation is the one which we are healing the world. We are healing ourselves, we are healing the world. And that's what we need to focus on. We need to focus on ourselves, and thus, that's the ripple effect. We are helping everyone.
And to end things on a beautiful note, I realized everyone has their own timeline. I'm going to repeat that one more time.
Can you say that again? Yeah.
Everyone has their own timeline. I'll give you
Amen.
2 examples that I know. Jay-Z, who is married to Beyonce. How old was he when he released his first album? He was 26 years old. Samuel L. Jackson, well-known actor. He landed his first gig around the age of 43, 44. I don't have the right facts, but in his 40s. Everyone has their own timeline. For people that have gotten their success at a really young age, bravo, that's amazing. For people that got it older, hey, it doesn't matter, right?
Just as amazing. Like,
exactly.
Fucking whoa.
As long as you're happy, that's all that matters. As long as you're happy, for sure. Because then on that day forward and moving forward, you're going to build on that happiness, right? And so that's something that I'm telling myself. You know, I was so impatient, like, why am I not a billionaire or X, Y, and Z, right? Because I guess like society has been like pressuring, like, you got to get it now, right? But I was like, you know what? I got to get me now first. I got to check me out first. And once I'm now doing that, now I'm taking those steps, now I'm ready to face my destiny. You know, and that's something that I'm encouraging others. You know, don't feel pressure from society to get it now, right? First, focus on yourself, love yourself. And once you do, and once you meditate, because I've also talked to multiple friends where they like tell me they don't know what to do. What I've done is I've reflected back on my childhood. And I was like, what was it that made me happy? What was it that sparked this little fire in me? And that took a lot of reflection, a lot of just silence on lots of walks in the park and in the ocean. And it finally came to me.
Taking time for yourself to get to know yourself. That's what I think that's the perfect way to end it, is make time for yourself. Just like to get reference to the first part of this conversation call we just had. It's not selfish. You need it. It's not selfish. Make time for yourself, heal yourself. Everything will just fall into your place. And then sometimes you will have to push through your comfort zones, but that's how you make yourself even more proud, right? So whatever you're going through, it's exactly your timeline. It's exactly what you need to go through. Everything happens for a reason. Everything happens at the right time, right place, divine timing, divine reasoning. Everything is always exactly the way that it needs to be. And you're focusing on that and deeply knowing that, not just telling yourself and being like, yeah, but no, actually knowing that within every single cell of your body, that's when you stand confident and you know, no matter what I'm going after, I will achieve it. And if I don't, it's because it's not meant to, but I will give it my all because I know I'm exactly where I need to be and everything is exactly the way it needs to be and where it is and how it is.
I appreciate you so much, Nikita. Like, I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you from the bottom of my heart. Everyone, please follow her on all her social medias. Take some time to just shout out like your social media platforms.
Follow me on Instagram at Soul Coach Nikita, and my website is anandwayoflife.com. You will see the link in the description box below. Also, I'm soon starting my YouTube channel, also called Soul Coach Nikita. Stay tuned for that. And thank you for having me. I love you so much and can't wait to talk to you soon.
Yes, indeed. Take care. Much love.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.